Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to our review and discussion, possibly some controversial stuff, with the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta that we all had the pleasure of playing this week, last week, should I say. It ended today, and we're just going to go over it, talk about some of the new things that they've added, what we liked, what we didn't like, and first we'll just start with an overall. Jose, what did you think of the beta overall?
These people have no life. Like, I'm not one of those online type of people. I played the beta and I just kept getting smoked, but I had a good time playing it though. It was
Good.
fun. I had fun with it.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the beta. I completely nerded out, leveled up everything.
Mm,
It was a lot of fun, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And obviously, there's some room for improvement here and there, but every game has
yep.
its needs for improvement. But overall, basically, I can't wait for the game to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Infinity Ward. You always know you're going to get something solid with them.
Yeah.
So, some of the things that they've added new into the game is so they had this thing called Invasion, which basically just a poor man's ground war, and it was probably the weaker addition to the game because it was, it it was a weird one. It just felt like Battlefield with one vehicle, and because there was lots of bots in this one, it's hard to kind of gauge how good it will be outside of that because the bots were just spawning in front of me and killing me. It kept crashing as well,
Mm.
and which we'll talk about that in a second. But if you've already got Ground War is a good enough game mode. We don't really need Invasion. I don't see the point of it. I'm really confused as to why they have it. Um, but yeah, there's that. And then they had Hostage, which I didn't play it. I tried to, but it wouldn't work for me. I don't know if you managed to try it at all.
No, I didn't try it.
All right. Third person mosh pit. Listen, I love Call of Duty for what it's done recently to revitalize itself, but it doesn't need a third person mode. This is the one area where I could say it doesn't need third person. It's a
It'd be
first person
weird.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it first person because if you're gonna do third person, you need to overhaul the mechanics. You can't have first person mechanics with a third person style game. I don't know if you tried Mosh Pit at all.
Mm-mm.
Third person, no. Okay, well, those were the kind of new modes. Everything else is, it's done its circles before in Call of Duty. I mean, full disclosure. Apart from when Modern Warfare came, and not when Warzone came out. Prior to that, I hadn't played Call of Duty since either Black Ops 2 or Ghost. So I don't know if the what I've mentioned here has already been included and they're just kind of bringing it back.
Mm.
But when we had like a new gun system, which is a bit confusing at first because you get, so let's say for example, you get the oh, hello Zam, and hello to Vance and Nerdiverse that are in the comments as well. So with this gun system, I should have written down what it's actually called, but it branches off into different. So one gun, like an XM4 or the M4, whatever it's called, it branches off, and you can create other types of guns from that gun.
Mm.
So it changes like the middle bit, the bullet dispensing bit, into like an LMG, an SMG, a sniper rifle, all this kind of stuff, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Mm.
Like I don't know what your thoughts would be on that. Did you play with that much at all?
No, I didn't really like the gun that I always got was like the AK-47. Like, that's the one that I prefer. So I know that kind of gun really, really well. But as far as what you're talking about, I have no idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. So you don't really delve much into like Call of Duty and all the kind of
I'm
aspects
not.
of it.
I'm not one of those types of nerds where I'm like, oh, like I don't know like all the guns. Like, the farthest I go back, I'm dating myself, is GoldenEye, where I taught like, oh, okay, like this is this type of gun, that's that type of gun. I'm like, give me an AK or give me a rifle, give me an assault rifle, and I'll go to school.
Okay, Fair enough. Well, yeah. So it is kind of weird because it just breaks off into, like I said. So, and there's also this thing now it's called like battle rifles, and so the more you level up your gun, you not only get attachments released, but you get a completely different version of that same gun, and
Ah,
it's just pointless because if you have your category of SMGs, why do I need my M4 to turn into an SMG? It doesn't make any sense. Why do I need it to turn into this? I think it's just something they wanted to add to kind of take the piss out of Battlefield, because Battlefield did it, but Battlefield aren't the only ones that did it. But it's just, I don't know, it's confusing and it's weird, and whatever.
I've got a theory on that. I think it's because they want you to buy the battle pass because mostly since if you're going to be online playing multiplayer, they're like, yo, okay, if you want this type of gun, spend the $30 to get your tier skips and XP skips and all that kind of shit and level up. And I
Oh,
think
here we
that's
go.
what they want you to do.
Yeah, so Swamp Donkey will know more about it because it unlocks new receivers as you go to change from the base assault rifle to LMG SMG. Yeah, so and it's definitely tied to the battle pass.
Yeah.
They're gonna do some shit with it
Mm-hmm.
that we'll wait and see what they do with it because it's just more ways to kind of put more skins on the battle pass and but overall, speaking of the gunplay is fantastic.
If you like 2019, you're gonna get this one.
Yeah,
That's how I'm putting it.
yeah. The gunplay is I found it a bit better than 2019, a bit smoother, easy to get to grips with. Like the camera movement, everything's a lot smoother, a lot less needing to refine. Warzone there was a lot of tweaking, but with Modern Warfare it was okay from the get go because again, Infinity Ward they just know how to fucking do this game.
How'd you like the reload speed? I thought the reload speed was actually a little bit better too.
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
It just overall everything just feels a lot more smoother, better reactions. We finally got FOV on console.
Nice.
You can change, and that made a huge difference to my style of game because I always one of the main reasons I really suck at FPS is because I just find the view too claustrophobic. Whereas on PC, where you could flick the FOV, I always do a lot better. And now, because we could flick the FOV on console, it played better. You can fucking see your enemies coming and all this kind of stuff. So that was a nice addition to have.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get into the controversy. Speaking of seeing the enemies, breaking.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, on September 20th, Infinity Ward says they will not change the mini map in Modern Warfare 2 as red dots negatively affect certain players. Perks 3 and 4 will activate faster for the second weekend, and Dead Silence will stay a field upgrade. So they're not going to change the mini map. It sounds like to me. As far as red dots being on the map.
I don't get the controversy there, but wasn't it always red dots?
Well, I think it's because they said like, oh, we don't want our players like firing and shit like that. And I'm like, this is a Call of Duty game. That's what doesn't make sense.
What? Hang on.
I'm going to send you the link to this on the private
yes,
chat.
please. Yeah.
See what I'm talking about.
Even the LMG version of the M4 seemed to reload a lot faster. There you go. Yes. Yeah. See. Yeah. So he agrees. Yeah.
Okay.
What was it? Dead Silence was a field upgrade.
Yep. Okay.
Rather than
I put it in the thing so you can read it.
But Dead Silence was a field upgrade in Warzone. I don't understand the controversy. Hang on.
I think it was because they said something stupid. Like they said something like, "Oh, we don't." Let's see. Currently in the NW2 beta, we only show enemy player dots when a UAV is active.
Oh, private chat.
The design reason for this is so that we don't want to punish players for firing their weapons. That's the controversy. That's what's pissing people off. It's like, so you don't want red dots on the map for firing at players.
Oh, I get you. So every time a gun goes off.
Yeah. I'm like,
but you can see the general direction on the compass. If you look at the top of the screen on the compass, you can gauge where the dots are coming from. I understand that they don't want it showing on the mini map. I think that's good. because every time you fire a gun, everyone's just going to go to there. But if they have it on the compass that's above the screen, so you can gauge roughly where the gunfire is coming from. I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. I don't find
Okay.
that controversial.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know, I don't want people to know my exact location on a map when I'm
Yeah.
camping. I mean, gunning them down mercilessly.
Yeah. Some people do though, but I get it. But it's all about personal preference. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I was just Swamp Dog is just saying what you said here.
Yeah.
They took the dots off the minute. Don't punish for shooting their guns. Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
gonna
which
be
I'm okay with
divisive.
that.
It's gonna be divisive among people though.
Yeah, it's divisive among people that just want to go crazy in there and just murder everything that walks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, you have to guess where I am. You can't just fucking see everything on the map. That's what UAV is for. And that transitions me to some of the new gadgets that we got, which are some are really cool and some are completely pointless, but still cool. So, the inflatable decoy. I absolutely love the inflatable decoy. You just chuck it in a corner there and it scares the shit out of people. When they start shooting at it, you know where they're coming from. And if you
Bam,
duck,
bam. Yep.
if you duck just behind it, you could just like take people out. And I absolutely love the little decoy thing.
The funniest thing you can do is like when you do that, you don't even walk up, like you melee them. That's what makes it that much funnier.
Oh,
Is
when you melee the
like,
dummy.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh god, too good. So then we had some spotter cams and binoculars where you could do spotting of people. The spotter cams are really good. So when your field upgrade recharges, you don't just have one. You can put multiple cameras all over the place and keep an eye out where people are. It's a good idea, but in such a fast-paced environment, it's you've got to be really quick with it, quick in, quick out. But it's still a neat little addition. Now, the best gadget for me is the mobile radar. So this little thing, you throw it down near you, and it gives off like a pulse, and it's like a mini UAV.
Ping. Yeah, it'll give you a ping as to where the guys are, and then it's like if they're in your area, then you can go cap those motherfuckers.
That's it. And I absolutely love that gadget. I think it's fantastic. The shock stick as well is really good. It's good if you can just launch it, and then if there's anyone with any mines or claymores or other dodgy gadgets there, it will just take all of those gadgets out. And it will freeze you, make you fire your gun, and just like have a spasm like you're being tased. However, the range on it is very poor. So I found that out when somebody threw their shock stick at me, and it was literally like my character was here and the shock stick was there, and it had no effect. So I just walked past it and gunned them down. So I was just like, okay, it's good when it hits you directly, but if you're not too close, then
it's gonna be one of those that I think they're gonna buff it. They almost have to.
They're gonna have to put it up a bit. Like it's a bit weak at the moment. So right. So I'm gonna quickly go on to the menu system. The menus are fiddly.
Oh, I wanted to mention before we move on to like the interface and all that. Okay, speaking of like stuff that needs to be buffed and nerfed, the footsteps. The footstep sound needs to be nerfed. It's gotten way too fucking loud. Like when you're trying to go around, you don't want the guys to hear you. You want to be able to run fast, but you don't want them hearing you like clank, 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 clank. I noticed that when I was playing, when you were running, you could hear a lot of footsteps, and they need to nerf the sound, I think.
I was all right with the. I get what you mean.
Yeah,
I didn't notice it though, but yeah, I get what you mean. Like, yeah, you shouldn't.
It's a small detail. Yeah, it's a small detail.
Yeah. Right. So here we go. The spotter camera seems like it was taken from the game Ready or Not. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was called in early access still. I think that the stun grenades will actually disable. Yeah, claymores. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's good about them. But they need just a longer range to really piss people off. Because if they do, then I'll just use those all the time. I'll be like, oh, fuck you. Okay, so what did I say? Yeah, so the menus were like, I found it annoying that to change my oh shit, what was it? The perks. To
Yeah.
change the perks, I click on the perks, then it brings out another side menu, and then you go to edit perks.
Yeah, I didn't
Whereas
like
with
that.
my gun, I highlight my gun and I could just click change gun or click go to gunsmith.
Hmm.
So I don't know why it's a completely different thing to change your perks. That was a bit daft. So they should fix that. Um, the the gun menu is not too bad. It's okay. Again, I like that. I could just go straight into gunsmith from that spot there. I don't have to click on the gun, see the gun, then go into gunsmith. So that was all right. Swamp Donkey, I don't know how you found the menus. If you found them all right, Hosea.
To me, I think they need to take that out where it's like, A step A, B, C, D. It's like just do part one, part two. There you go. Because that's
Yeah,
how
that's
that's
good.
always been in Call of Duty. But I don't know why they felt that they needed to add the necessary steps just to pick something.
Yeah, it felt a bit just weird. It's not too bloated, but
Hmm.
extra steps to do things. Mind you, I say it's not too bloated. It is. A lot of these side menus are all over the place
Hmm.
as well. Come to think of it, because then you have to press like, your bumper fucking
And
things
did
to
you
get all the social stuff and all this, and it's just
and did you have that problem where like I don't know if your shit like froze, but like whenever you try to click something, sometimes it wouldn't register. Like I had that in the game, and I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if that was like my PS5. I'm not sure if that's just they didn't have the menu system developed all the way enough. I don't know because I
yes,
had those
no,
kind of
no.
issues.
I found just the main menu. I found myself accidentally backing out. Yeah, that's it. There
Yeah.
was that other thing of backing out of the games.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, really too easily. Um, yes. So one of the problems I had with the game was um, some of the stuff I unlocked wasn't registering.
Mm.
So if I unlocked parts of a gun, and I'd go and check all the different parts of that gun, because sometimes it would unlock for a different type of that gun, even though it's the same fucking gun. This is what I mean by it's just
Hmm.
confusing. But no, so for example, Swamp Donkey was um working towards unlocking a green dot, a green sight.
Right.
And he'd done that, but he wasn't able to select it.
Hmm.
And so we thought, okay, his system might be fucked. I unlocked everything on my guns, had the same problem. Couldn't get the green dot sight. Some of the sights I couldn't even use. Some of the under barrel stuff I couldn't use. So it was stuff that was unlocked but still locked, if that makes sense. So that
Yeah.
was a
It was like
bit
you
of
did it. It's like whenever you unlock a trophy or an achievement, like it's like I swear to God I did all this to unlock the trophy or achievement, and then it says no, you didn't.
yeah, exactly. That's
Hmm.
exactly it. And so that was a bit okay. It's a beta, so I'm not going to say it was too frustrating. But when you
If
work
they don't,
towards that, and
if
if you're
they don't,
saying it's available,
yeah, if they don't have it fixed day one, then you got a problem.
oh yeah, of course. If everything comes out like, for the most part, I would say for me, I was all right with the beta, but PS5 players had a lot of problems.
Yeah,
So I know you had issues a lot. Some of the levels were crashing for you, right?
yeah. I was having issues where it would crash sometimes. Like I'd be in the middle of a game, and then out of nowhere it would just freeze, and then my whole system would reset itself. And I'm like, okay, they need to fix this shit now because I know it's not a Sony thing. I know
Yeah,
it's a
no. It's not. It's definitely not a Sony. Well, I don't know because
maybe.
the PS5 had a lot of. I didn't get too many crashes. I think I had. I just wouldn't have game modes that would load,
Hmm.
but I never had something crash on me. Whereas the PS5, I know for Swamp Dog, one level just would not load no matter
Yeah, yeah.
what. So
No
it
matter
would
what.
crash.
Yeah.
So you had that problem as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a So there was more issues on the PS5 than there was on the previous gen, which is ironic because usually when you upgrade something to work on next gen, previous generations struggle, which we saw with Cyberpunk
Yeah.
and a couple of other games I forget.
But
But
they.
here we had the opposite effect. So they definitely need to fix that. You can't go releasing a £70 game, which is now just $70, but you
Mhm.
can't go releasing a £70 game and expect it to fuck up like that.
And I also have to add, people, stop defending video games coming out in this state. Seriously, stop doing that. Because people always make excuses like, oh, it's okay, they'll patch it. No, this should not have to work
No,
like
you
this on day
shouldn't.
one.
Yeah, it shouldn't come out. Not at that price. Not with all the monetization they have on it. It needs to come out working. So, Masados de Almas always crashed
Yep.
for Swamp Donkey.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, which is a shame because that's a really bloody good level. Farm was an excellent level. So some of the levels we got to play were Farm, some hotel.
I mainly played the one where I think you're in the market. I played that one. It was
Yeah,
kind of
that's Mercados de Almas.
yeah,
Almas.
that was the one I was primarily on. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't pick the goddamn map. That's one thing I didn't like. I wish they would have let you got to play against bots, and then you would have got to play how you wanted to where you weren't forced to be online. I know that's such a small nitpick, but I wanted it to be like that for me. I didn't want to play online.
They should bring that in when the game actually releases. I know for the beta,
Yeah.
but I mean, I want to see them build up on co-op stuff as well. So I don't always have to deal with players. So a prime example, if I talk about Cold War had a spectacular zombie mode called Outbreak, which was phenomenal because it wasn't just fucking wave after wave of boring ass zombies. It was you go into a level, you got your objectives, you go in with other players, and you do those objectives, and it was just great fun. Literally one of the best things of Call of Duty ever was Zombie Outbreak. Now, no, Infinity War don't do zombies and that, but Treyarch, who do the zombie stuff, that's what they should focus on because Black Ops is shit. It's not like it used to be. So if I was them, just build on Outbreak, make an entire fucking game co-op on Outbreak, and you'll never see me again. I'll just be locked away playing that, and I will Swamp Donkey. He'd want to do that too. Yeah. So I'm sure they'll bring out the thing where you could do bots.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know this is going to probably be divisive, but do you think skill-based matchmaking was in the beta? I do.
I don't know. I was just too good, so I wouldn't know. Everyone's beneath me, so I can't really comment. The map design I thought was well laid out for the 3 maps you got to play: Farm 18, Brimberg Hotel, that's the one, and the museum. Museum level, absolutely love that level. Massive wide open space, but also tiny little corridors that everyone just battled it out on.
If I could ever get to it, I'll play it. But damn it, I didn't get to play any of those other maps in the beta. I was just stuck on that one.
It was a good one. Farm 18 was fantastic. Farm 18 was the video I posted the other day. I don't know if you saw it, but I was like, how the fuck did I survive this?
Oh, yeah.
Farm 18. That was I love that level. It's pure chaos. Brimberg Hotel, not a big fan of it, but that's a level I tend to do the best at for some reason.
It sounds like Infinity Ward actually got their shit together for this one.
Infinity Ward, they're pretty good. Like they always have their shit together, you know. There might be a bit of greedy shits at times, but that's probably down to Activision. But for Call of Duty, it's usually Treyarch and Raven that cause the headaches. Like Raven took Warzone, which was made by Infinity Ward, and completely shit the bed on it. They ruined it. And we loved playing that game, but they ruined it. I think maybe your Cronus was what was crashing my game. Oh, yeah, that's right. My Cronus, my little cheating gadget. Stevie alludes to because he sucks and I don't, and he accuses me of cheating. Up yours. No, but look. Overall, the game was really good. The beta was a lot of fun when it wasn't crashing for my teammates.
I had a good time with it.
Yeah, it's really good. They definitely need to make sure that it doesn't fuck up on the PS5. Work out all the kinks. I think this one's going to sell really well. And then a month later, we have Warzone 2.
Yes.
Which it's Infinity Ward that are doing the whole thing this time. I don't think Raven are going to be doing anything. So we should, fingers crossed, just get a really good time. No Treyarch coming in, no Raven coming in.
And this is our last Call of Duty for 2 years. They have to make this one last.
This is how it should be because we played, I played Warzone. I only stopped playing it at the beginning of the year where it just became unplayable. Like too many cheats, too many crashes. Um, it was just broken. And but we played that game for 2 solid years.
Mm-hmm.
No, 3 years, almost
Mm-hmm.
3 years. 'Cause it came. When did it come out? 2019. Warzone
Mm-hmm.
come out?
Yep.
Yeah. Was it that or was it 2020? I
Gotcha.
don't know.
It's long.
Swamp Donkey, you know.
Yeah.
You tell me. Hang on. What season of the Battle Pass do you think they'll add remakes of the Rust and Shipment maps?
Probably 5. They're going to stretch this shit out for a while because you know how
Yeah,
it goes.
probably. Yeah, for
Because the
sure.
last one's got like what? They got up to season 8 before I think they finally said fuck it. I think. I could be wrong.
I don't know. You know what? We got that game late and cheap.
Yeah.
Because we were playing Warzone at the time, and then Modern Warfare was like really cheap. It was like 20 something pounds or 30 quid or whatever.
Mm.
So we thought, fuck it, let's just try that as well. And it was great. But yeah, it had like Rust and Shipment, and Shipment is great. I love Shipment. Shipment is just pure fucking chaos.
Before we go, are you excited to play the campaign, or are you kind of thinking,
I don't give a shit about the campaign.
Okay, then I'll be talking about it
You
when
go
we
for
review the shit. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? You looking forward to the campaign?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. I thought 2019 actually wasn't that bad. I really enjoyed it for what it was, and I'm glad that they're bringing all the original characters back for Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, the original.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Full disclosure, the last time I played a campaign for Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2.
Damn.
You know, the controversial one. I don't care about campaigns. It's the one game I don't play for the campaign. I just love the multiplayer so much.
Yeah.
That the campaign is a massive afterthought.
I could already see it being to where we're going to get the campaign out of the way straightforward in the review. Be like, all right, it was good. Now on to the real reason why you're here.
Campaign great. Now what? Now the rest of it.
Yep.
So yeah, we started playing
2020.
March 2020, and we only finished. Well, it was around about March 2022 or February 2022.
Okay, so you played for 2 years.
2 years straight. 2 years straight, and for the most part, it was a good laugh. But Raven just kept making bad changes. They kept fucking up the guns, and in the end, it just became unplayable.
Do you think we're gonna get the return of the 25 kill tactical nuke? I hope we do. If they do,
we better.
Yeah, they have to have that in this one because Modern Warfare 2, when they had it in the original, when you got the nuke, you pretty much won. You could be down all the way.
That was it.
If you get the nuke, you win.
It was game over for everyone. Yeah. I remember when hang on. I don't know if Zam is watching, but he might remember this guy. There was a guy called Dark the Atheist who we knew from YouTube, and we'd play. Me and him would play a lot of Modern Warfare 2, and he was pissing me off because he was yelling like down the mic because he was trying to get to 25. And then when he yelled out, yeah, I'm at 24, I jumped in front of him, did some shit, and I got him killed.
Yeah.
And that was the last time we ever played. I said to you, don't fucking yell at me during the game when all I'm doing is doing my thing. You know what I mean?
The one thing I can say is I feel sorry for the kids that grew up post Xbox 360.
Yeah, they definitely missed out on a hell of a saga there. R.I.P. Verdansk. Yes, well, they nuked Verdansk, that's for sure.
I actually thought that was coming back. I heard that it was supposed to be back.
No, I hope they do. I hope they bring it back so you can get an option of what levels to play in rather than just getting one map. I don't see the point of just having one. There are so many fucking players that you can literally do Caldera, which was the shit map we got that replaced Verdansk, but you could do Verdansk, you could do the new one, which is called Alhambra. I don't remember what it's called. But you can, I'd like to see Verdansk come back. Anyway, I think that is it. Have you got anything else to add?
No, looking forward to the full game coming out October 21st. If you pre-order, is when the campaign launches. So get that shit out of the way.
Oh, that's right. You're a pre-order nerd. So you get it a couple of days early. October 23rd for the rest of us.
Yep.
I'll definitely be getting it day one as long as it's not broken. So we'll know that from the people that pre-order it. They'll get it 2 days early, so they can tell us if it's broken.
I'm hoping
wait until they patch it.
I'm hoping to download the PS4 version because here's one more thing. Fucking lower the gig size of these goddamn games. Damn. Like, I remember when Modern Warfare 2019 came out, it took almost 200 gigs on my PS4. That was way too much.
Yeah. I literally had 2 games on my PS4, and they were both Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I had to delete. And the thing is, on the PS5, it's worse because you only get 512 gigabytes.
And that ain't shit. Yeah, in
Yeah,
today's day and age.
that ain't shit. They might bring it back once they release Warzone 2 and then change Warzone to Warzone Legacy.
Wouldn't be surprised.
As long as it's Infinity Ward that take it and not Raven, like get rid of Raven completely, I'll be happy with that. I don't mind, a bit of old school cool kind of thing. But yeah, cool. Anyway, looking forward to the game. As long as it works, I'll get it on day one. And who would have thought I'd be sitting there talking about Call of Duty yet again? But I want to thank Jose for joining me and Swamp Donkey in the comments for giving us better insight because my brain just forgets everything. Daniel Vance, get a PC and stop worrying about games. I can play it. I can play it on my laptop. I've got a really good laptop. I can play it, but I just want to play it on console so I don't have to deal with PC cheats.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, I will leave you all and thank you for joining us. And stick around for more Nerd Nation stuff coming later. Bye, bitches.
Like